So let me first start introducing myself. I am Charmi Gogri, head nutritionist, yoga and lifestyle expert with Team Look. And today I will be talking about how to reduce waste, like ways to reduce waste. And I'm not going to be spending time talking on how to reuse the food, which probably you have cooked it in excess amount, but I'm actually going right at the ingredient level and helping you to understand smart and creative ways to reduce your food scraps. So I believe many products that we use in day-to-day living, from fruits to vegetables to eggs to dairy, non-veg, everything, like we often throw it in the bin before using it to its 100% capacity. And the number one reason for that could be there's lack of awareness. Like we really think that's a waste and it's of no use to us, and that is why we throw. And the number two reason for that could be a pure negligence on what really happens to this waste when you throw it off. Like, it of course has some side effects as well to the environment as well. So in order to draw some inspiration, I would rather recommend you to watch this documentary, which is a very beautiful documentary titled as Wasted, and this is by Anthony Bourdain. You can find it on any online platforms, and you'll understand how food wastage is a global issue. It has serious, social, environmental, economical implications, and much more than that. Being a nutritionist, I feel that lot of nutrients are also getting wasted when you're throwing the food without utilizing it to its 100% capacity. So the reason I chose this topic was, ever since I grew up, I saw my family utilizing each and every ingredient to its full extent. So I thought, why not use this platform to educate and inspire every one of y'all to start looking at the food differently, being very mindful of what you are throwing in the dustbin and all of that. So while in fact, when I was also researching further, like what more I can include in my content, I came across so many creative ways, and when I look back, I see so creatively and mindfully my way of cooking has also changed ever since then. So I have picked up very simple ingredients which we normally use in our day-to-day living, and I'm sure at least 50% of the ingredients which I'm going to talk about you would have used or will be using at any point of your time. So let's get started on our main topic. So I have divided my content in two categories. One is the edible reuse of the things which we would normally throw, and the second one is non-edible things. So let's get started with the edible thing. So the first and foremost that I'm going to speak about is watermelon rinds. Now, watermelon rind is nothing but that white part of watermelon, which you would normally throw it away after eating that red part. But that white part is equally very edible, of course. And second, it is equally very nutritious. It has good amount of citrulline content, which helps to reduce your blood pressure. It's a very good kidney cleansing agent. It's a diuretic. It helps in UTIs, and it also helps in weight loss to an extent. So all you can do is, just after you're done eating the watermelon, just scrape out that white part as well, and then you can chop it, saute it, or you can make chutney, or you can make a curry out of it. Or in fact, I normally prefer using it in the form of a juice, wherein I will add all the greens, probably which are kidney friendly as well, like parsley, coriander, and all. And I mix this white rinse as well, and I make a nice, evening smoothie or something like that. So you can try using it in your own creative ways. Second, I'm going to be talking about is whey protein. Now, all the gym goers there would be very familiar with this term, but I'm not going to talk about the commercially sold way. I'm talking about a very natural way that we get. First, before jumping onto that, let me explain you what exactly is this whey. So milk has two types of protein, casein and whey. So when you boil the milk and curdle it using some agent like lemon or curd or something, you see that, a casein is separated out and a whey is separated out. So casein is nothing but that paneer which normally people make it at home. And the whey is something which is left over and people often discard that whey. And those who have been making the paneer regularly will agree to me that more than the paneer, the whey is generated. And we don't know what to do with that. And for many people, they think that that is really a waste. But when I look at it, I feel that that's like a complete protein. It has like all essential amino acids, and you have many ways to use it. Like if you're kneading a dough for your rotis, you can add it in that. Or if you're rolling dosas or chillas or something, you can add it in your batter as well. Or I personally like it making like a post-workout, a protein shake, adding sattu and this whey and some amount of cinnamon powder, jaggery powder, and all of those things. So you have a lot of creative ways in which you can use this whey as well and get your natural protein as well. Next, we will be speaking about almond pulp or the almond residue. And this is so a lot of clients whom I interact with on our platform, they either turn vegan because of their medical issue, or they turn vegan or dairy free by their choice. So almond milk is like very, very, inseparable part of their food plans all the time, because it is vegan, it is easy to make at home. Yeah, and we prefer, we encourage our clients to make that at home, because we're very sure of the ingredients that we use, almonds and water, versus the store bought will have a lot of other preservatives, additives and stuff which we would normally not want. So we prefer making it at home. But the downside of that is when you make that almond milk, a lot of residue or the pulp is left behind, and people now normally throw it away. But there's always a smart way to use that, when you just dry your almond pulp which is remain and dry it on a baking sheet, and later you just crumple it with the hand, and you will get the fresh almond flour at home, which you can probably use it in your desserts as well. Second important, thing about this almond pulp is it is still rich in fat soluble vitamins. It is rich in the fat, like good quality of fat. It has good amount of fibers as well. So why should we be throwing that? We should rather utilize it. In fact, a lot of people like munching onto, sweet things. They have sweet tooth. So they can rather make a, no bake energy ball sort of thing using this almond pulp as well. Or probably if you want to make like a savory thing using this, you can mix few flours, you can mix garlic, methi, sesame seeds, all of that, and make a dough out of it and then bake it. So this will be like your homemade multigrain cracker, which you can easily have it with your dips. In fact, we had an amazing session on, 5 quick dips which you can make it at home. So you can refer to that blog as well later on the website, and make this, crackers at home, and this will be a very good nutritious evening snack as well. Next, we will be speaking about muskmelon seeds. Now, when following any kind of vegan plan or a non-dairy plan, we often use a lot of seeds as well. But muskmelon seeds are something which are not commonly used as well. But these seeds are also very, very nutritious. They have good quality of proteins as well, good amount of fibers and vitamins and minerals as well. And owing to this profile, this helps in diabetics, weight loss, and it helps in bone strengthening as well at some level. So all you have to do is, when you are cutting your musk melon, just scoop out the center portion of the seed. It will have some pulp, but that's fine. You can just wash it off and use those seeds, and you can make your own musk melon milk. So this can be part of your plan as well if you are following a vegan approach. Or if you don't want to go into making a milk or something, you can simply melt some jaggery and make muskmelon chicky out of it. So it is also very nutritious and something that you should be incorporating. And one more peculiar quality of muskmelon seeds is it's a very good natural deworming agent as well. So those who are having constant colic pain and normally get gastric issues, they should include this thing, because muskmelon is also very, very commonly found and used. The fifth one, yeah. So fifth one, we are going to speak about overripe bananas. Now we all love bananas for its multiple, uses, like right from raw stage to over overripe stage, banana has lot of benefits in every stage given that. So it is good in potassium, good in fibers, good in various vitamins, minerals as well. And it gives you that instant energy. But the downside of bananas is they have a very short shelf life once they have ripened. And normally we don't prefer having bananas with that brown spots or, slightly mushy. So as long as it doesn't smell foul or it doesn't have any mold growth, you can certainly use these bananas. In fact, those who are having gastric issues should rather eat overripe bananas because they are easy to digest as well. And it has a lot of antioxidants as well. So the smart way to use bananas would be in your desserts. We have an interesting recipe for banana and sattu, like a pancake, on our holistic recipe corners, which also you will find it on our website. But you can also just take some eggs and make a instant banana egg pancake as well. So it's very easy and quite nutritious as well. And last in the edible category, I would be talking about curry leaves. Now, this is a very famous and a loved ingredient for every woman who is into cooking, and they will use curry leaves every single day. But the problem with that is normally we put it nicely in our seasonings and tadkas, which we do, but we throw it nicely also when we are eating it. So you are adding it for the flavor, but you're not getting the benefits, like the nutritional benefits of it. So the smarter way to use curry leaves would be you can just chop it with your scissor and then you add it in your seasoning. So that way you will get the flavor as well, and then you will not, sit and remove one small pieces. You will might as well eat it, and it tastes really flavorful. And it has, of course, a lot of benefits as well. It's a superfood for your hair health. It prevents the premature graying of hair and all of those things. So of course I can go on and on with various more edible things, but in the interest of time, I want to cover the non-edible use as well. So let me recap the edible part and then I'll jump on to the non-edible things. So we spoke about the watermelon rind, we spoke about the muskmelon seeds, we spoke about almond pulp or the almond residue, we spoke about the whey, we spoke about overripe bananas, and lastly we spoke about curry leaves. So let's move to the non-edible category and understand, how we can use some things which we cannot eat, but still we can bring it to some use. So first and foremost, I would be speaking about citrus peels. So we all know citrus fruits are excellent source of vitamin C, and this is one vitamin which is excellent for your skin as well. So when we use lemons or oranges in our meals, or whatever the leftover peel is there, you can simply dry it and then you can powder it. So this powder, you can mix it with either milk, yogurt, honey, anything, and you can make your homemade face pack as well. Second use probably of this would be if you're using a traditional juicer where you cut oranges in half and then make a remove the juice out of it using that traditional mixer juicer. You will get a nice, katori, like a nice bowl of orange left behind. And normally we throw it away, but that can become your good natural eco-friendly diya as well. All you have to do is add ghee and a little bit of cotton and you light it. So this will be first of all, it would be very natural, and second, as long as it's little, it will generate that citrusy fragrance as well. So you don't need to invest in separate essential oils for that instant freshness or refreshment or something like that. You can simply use these things which would you normally throw it away. In fact, if you are procuring this lemons and oranges organic, you can eat this peel as well. Like you can simply grind it and make rinds, or you can make a zest out of it, store it in refrigerator and use it in your desserts as well. This will give a very nice flavor to your desserts. But this only, of course, if you are using the organic ones. Otherwise, I would normally not prefer this option. Then I would be speaking about tea bags. So now the weather is such, we often like sipping on some warm beverage as well. So if you are sipping on that green tea or black tea or any kind of tea for that matter, the leftover tea bag, you can simply dry it and refrigerate it. And then you can, place it over your eyes for that instant relaxation. I would say black tea and the green tea bags works best when it comes to dark circles. But if you are looking at reducing puffiness under your eye, you can probably look at something like Ruibu tea or hibiscus tea or chamomile tea for that matter. But any kind of tea bag is equally useful. While part of us would be liking to sip on tea, part of us, including me, would often like to sip on some freshly made coffee. But when we make coffee, when you brew coffee, leftover, the coffee grounds which are left, which we normally throw it away. But this also can be used, like you have to just dry it well, and then you can use it in your house plants. So this acts as a slow release natural fertilizer, which will give a lot of nitrogen to your plants. Also, this coffee grounds which are left over can be part of your uptans as well, like your homemade packs. You can add basin curd, yogurt, anything for that matter, and make a scrub out of it. It's like a very good natural exfoliator that you can be used. So we spoke about citrus peels, we spoke about tea bags, we spoke about coffee grounds. Next, we will be speaking about bananas once again. So earlier we spoke about overripe banana, but if your banana is like normally ripe, which we would normally eat it, so the peel of that banana is also useful in the sense that inner part of the peel can simply rub it on your teeth to whiten your teeth instantly. So do it for 7-8 days, in a row, and you will see the immediate change in the color of your teeth. Not only that, it comes as a very good natural, first aid when you have any kind of bug bite or any rash or any sunburn. It helps to reduce the pigmentation, acne scars, and all of those as well. So you can simply take the inner part and rub it wherever you feel the need. We will be now speaking about our last and the final product in the non-edible category is the egg. Now, egg comes very handy, and it's mostly preferred during most of the days for breakfast because it is very quick. Normally, people enjoy eating omelette, boiled egg, scrambled egg, and various other varieties. But shell is something which we people normally throw it away. All you can do is just simply clean the shell and then break into pieces using your hand, and these pieces also you can add it in your plants once again. So this also gives of course it's a natural fertilizer in itself, but it gives good amount of calcium to this soil. So that's how creatively you use your food. The more you research on this, the more you will come across. So these are something which I normally use on day-to-day basis, and I see I'm sure there would be many more. So let's inspire one another. If you have tried anything of that sort, you can share it with me, and I will be posting few of the recipes of this on my Instagram handle later. So you all can keep a check on that and look forward to the amazing recipes that you all can create. So over to you, Tina.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Charmi. In fact, we did get a suggestion by one of our participants who uses fresh coriander sticks to make chutney with melon seeds and red pumpkin seeds in them. So, yeah, so I think our participants are already doing a lot of this. So if any of you have any questions for Charmi, you can post it now in the Q&A section and we can take them up one by one. Charmi, in the interest of time, can you tell us about the orange, the rings that you were talking about? What oil do you need to use to make the diyas?
You can use ghee.
Okay.
Or any oil also for that matter, but ghee, it's always better to use ghee. I mean, the fragrance will be better when you use the ghee.
Okay, okay, great. Okay, so we have a couple of questions that have come in. Our first question is how to make orange or lemon zest.
Okay, so you simply take the entire orange or the lemon and you refrigerate it for some time so that it becomes slightly hard. So it's easier for you to grate it. And then you can store it in refrigerator and have your normal orange or lemon the way you want it. So first you grate it and then you consume the fruit.
All right, great. How can I use the cocoa in pulp I get after making coconut milk?
So that as well, Coconut, yeah. So I can that also you can bake it and make your own homemade coconut flour, and that also can be part of your energy ball. So I'll be sharing a recipe of almond pulp energy ball. So you can replace almond with that coconut pulp and try it out your way.
Okay, okay, great. Right. Waiting for a few more questions to come in. Carmen, I think your session was self-explanatory. A lot of people are already practicing
Yeah,
some things like
which
this.
is
So
so great. Yeah.
yeah. Um, okay. Someone says that we can use avocado peel and the seed in chutneys, but we're not sure whether they are edible. Would you know?
Uh, Honestly, I haven't tried yet, but I would love to research on that. So once I come across anything, I'll definitely post it on my Instagram page.
Super. Can we do something with potato peels?
Of course. In fact, if you're procuring the good quality organic potato, and normally, as part of my plans to my clients, normally raw potato juice is something that I often recommend to bring down the inflammation levels. So when you're making that raw potato juice, the peels are often generated because you have to peel it and then make a juice. So this peel also, if you add a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil with some spices and bake it, this turns out to be an amazing, crisps and chips which you can enjoy at home.
Awesome. We've got, I think, a suggestion. If you use a fresh basil and for some reason the plant dries out, you can just pluck the dried leaves and let it dry completely and then crush it with your fingers and use it as a topping on Italian preparation.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was good
I
too.
guess this will become a good platform for us to inspire one another and reduce the waste, be good to nature as well at some point.
Yes. What about the mango seed? Can that be used in any form?
Yes, in fact, we make a very good mango mouth freshener using the mango seed. I'm not very confident of the exact procedure, but this again comes from my grandmother. She makes it regularly, so I can certainly go back to her and then share it on my Instagram page.
Okay, awesome. All right, so that's another question. What temperature should we bake the leftover almond pulp? What temperature is that?
So we can start with somewhere around 150, and because we don't have to overburn it as well. So 150 to 170 would be a good temperature.
All right. If an organic coconut oil crosses its expiry, can it be used for your skin or hair?
Yeah, as long as you don't see any particles inside or a foul smell, you can use it.
Can apricot kernels be used?
For making the almond milk.
No, this is a separate question.
So that seed can be used as it is, or you can make a chutney out of it.
Okay, that's another interesting point that's come up. Mint stems can be put back in the soil and they grow again. So that's something that we can try as well. Right. Okay, there's also a point that avocado seeds can be dried and grated. I mean, grated first and then dried. And then apparently the powder has a lot of good value. I'm not sure in what it could be used, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll certainly research. This is quite interesting. And avocado being our favorite, we are going to use it, normally very often.
So I guess that's all the time we have for today. I don't have any more questions for you, Charmi.
Okay.
So I've shared your Instagram handle for everyone's benefit. So in case anyone has any questions, they can reach out to Charmi at healthspire_with_Charmi on her Instagram page and reach out to her if any of you have questions for her regarding this topic or anything else.
Or if you have any other interesting ways, you all can share it on my page, and then I'll reshare it so that we use that one platform to inspire one another and spread the message to reduce the waste.
Right. Thanks everyone for your time, and thank you, Charmi, for sharing all these interesting recipes and takeaways. And I'm sure a lot of us will be putting them to use soon.
I'm sure.
Thanks once again.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.